Video shows flames shooting from the engine of a United Airlines flight headed from Houston to Fort Myers.
The plane was nosediving and the pilot was bringing the plane back up. The plane was also rocking back and forth a lot.
And then it just turned into chaos.
The flight returned safely to Houston shortly after takeoff. United says the flight experienced an engine issue and says a new aircraft was arranged for passengers.
Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So it hasn't been a good year for the airline companies so far, and if you're like me, you're not looking forward to the next flight you might potentially have to take. But I got one here for you from CNN. United Airlines plane diverted to LA in air carrier's fourth emergency in a week. So not only has it been a bad year, it's been particularly bad this week. A United Airlines flight from San Francisco to Mexico City was diverted to Los Angeles Friday after an issue with the plane's hydraulic system. The airline said it was the carrier's fourth emergency in a week, including a tire falling off one flight and an engine catching fire on another. Wow. The Airbus 320, carrying 105 passengers and 5 crew members, landed safely and everyone disembarked at a gate. And customers were flown to Mexico City International Airport on a different aircraft, according to the airline. The Airbus 320 is equipped with 3 hydraulic systems for redundancy purposes, and preliminary information showed the issue affected only one of those systems, according to United. The FAA said it will investigate the incident. Friday's diverted flight was United's fourth emergency in a week, including an engine that ingested bubble wrap and caught fire midair on Monday, another flight losing a tire after takeoff on Thursday, and another aircraft skidding off a runway into a grassy area on Friday. United Airlines said in a statement that each of those events is distinct and unrelated to one another. I mean, yeah, but, unfortunate bubble wrap blowing around goes through an engine, and has a 1 in a million shot, right? But in the same week, tire falls off and another one skids off a runway, which isn't the first one this year, by the way. Seems to be a type of trend. We know there's a big push for DEI in these companies, so you just gotta wonder, right? Especially as it relates to the story I'm going to tell you here in a minute, where both pilots fell asleep. But I have a quote here. We'll take every safety event seriously and we'll investigate each of the incidents that occurred this week to understand what happened and learn from them. United said much of this work is conducted together with the manufacturers, the FAA, and the NTSB, as well as with manufacturers of individual components. Safety is our top priority and we'll continue to do everything we can to keep our customers and employees safe. Getting away from DEI practices and getting back to merit-based hiring where they can provide a better product for their customers, rather than just trying to look cool to the woke gods while their businesses fall apart and drive customers away, right? Certainly I'm not looking forward to the next flight I'll have to take, and hopefully never again, right? But before I go, let me take you over here to this other article from the New York Post real fast. Passenger jet pilots fall asleep for nearly 30 minutes as flight with 159 people on board veers off course in latest disturbing airline mishap. Were these the best, most capable pilots that this airline could provide? I don't know. We're left just to speculate, right? But let's read more. A sleep-deprived new father of twins and his co-pilot are accused of allowing their airliner with 159 people on board to veer off course as they both fell asleep in the cockpit mid-air, officials in Indonesia said. Indonesia's National Transportation Safety Committee found that Batik Air Flight began to divert from its flight path on January 25th when both pilot and his first officer, who were not publicly named, dozed off for around 28 minutes, according to a file on the incident. We now have to just simply worry about the pilot and co-pilots falling asleep. After reaching cruising altitude during the flight, a 2-hour and 35-minute trip, the 32-year-old pilot in command asked the 28-year-old deputy for permission to sleep. After getting approval from his second-in-command, the captain fell asleep for an hour, waking up briefly to ask the 28-year-old if he wanted to switch places. After the younger first officer declined the offer, the captain went back to sleep, only to wake up 20 minutes later to find that the aircraft was not on the correct flight path and that his partner was napping, according to the report. Well, that's not good. Once the captain woke up, he was able to get the plane back on the correct path, landed it at Jakarta. None of the passengers and employees aboard the flight were injured as a result of the incident. I wonder if they even knew that they were off course. I mean, probably not, right? During the time both pilots were asleep, Jakarta's Air National Control Center noted it had made several calls to try to contact the pilots, but they were only met with silence. After interrogating the pilots, the first officer claimed he had been busy taking care of his 1-month-old twins in his new home and had been struggling to get enough sleep. The pilots have been temporarily suspended. The airline did not immediately respond to the Post request for comment. Indonesia's transport military strongly reprimands Batik Air over the incident, with the government opening an investigation to find out what went wrong. We will carry out an investigation and review of the night's flight operation in Indonesia related with fatigue risk management for Batik Air and all flight operators. The incident in Indonesia should be a lesson to regulators not to sleep on mid-air napping. Out of 6,893 pilots questioned, about 75% admitted to falling asleep at least once while flying a plane. So I don't know about you guys, but that's enough for me to honestly never want to fly on a jet again. I mean, it's already a miserable experience going through security and everything as it is anyway. But what do you think? You guys looking forward to your next flight? Let me know in the comments. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.